Hey guys, my name is Nicholas and today we'll be creating and painting a Nurgle base. So guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you liked the previous video. Today we'll be working with another material than Milliput. It's a material called Beast Putty. I haven't tried it before, but it's a product that you can sculpt and then you can put it in the oven and then it gets firm and hard. But today I will just take a big chunk of the material, see it here, and put it in the oven to start with, and then it gets rock solid and then I will sculpt it from there. Just as I did with the Milliput with a hobby knife. So let's get to it. So the first thing I did was that I took this beast putty and then I just started carving in the shapes that I wanted. On this base I wanted to look like a rock, so I just made a lot of sharp edges with the hobby knife. Remember to be very careful with these knives. I then added some super glue to the beast putty and added it to the base. Now it was time to do the oozy bubbles on the Nurgle base, and I took some Milliput and I just shaped some small dots and added them to the base. Now it was time to sculpt the bubbles. I used this tool from Amazon that I bought along with some other sculpting tools. It has like a pointy area and it's made of wood and it's very good to smooth things out. So I use this all the way around the bubbles, also with water to make a smooth transition to the actual base. I was now happy with the shape of my bubbles, and now I also wanted to make a bubble that seemed like it had just burst. So I actually just took the end of a brush, which is pretty round in the end, and I just dabbed it on top of the bubble or the dot that I added before, and now it looked like it has just burst. I primed the base with Mechanicus standard gray, as I was also going to use a gray tone for the actual stone. So I started putting in some shades underneath the stone with Mechanicus standard gray and some black, and then I also added more and more white to the Mechanicus standard gray towards the top of the stone. I then added a wash of Nuln oil all over the stone. It was now time to dry brush the stone. I started with a dry brush of dawnstone all over the stone, then I focused more on top of the stone with administratum gray, and at last ulthian gray on the very sharpest edges. I then added some texture paint on the back side of the stone. Now it was time to paint the green and oozy area. I started with a base of warpstone glow. I then added some shades around the base with a mix of Caliban green and warpstone glow. I then started to add more and more moot green to the warpstone glow and focus more towards the middle of the ooze and also highlighting the bubbles. As a further highlight, I added some yellow green from Vallejo to the moot green and warpstone glow mix to really make the ooze pop. The ooze looked a bit too healthy to me, so I added a skull just to spice things up. To finish off the texture paint, I added a wash of Agrex Earthshade, and then I dry brushed it with Carrick Stone. To finish the base up, I added a tuft, and now the base was done. So now it's done. I did this base in 2 hours, I think. It was pretty easy to actually sculpt the beast putty. In my opinion, I think milliput is easier to sculpt in with a hobby knife, but it's actually pretty similar. So in a couple of hours you can actually make a pretty cool toxic Nurgle base. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment if you have any suggestions to improve or just any questions out of curiosity. I'm planning on doing a weekly video tutorial. Right now I'm focusing on basing, but there will also be painting tutorials for different kind of techniques and stuff like that. So see you next time, guys. Bye.